These are the 5 killer habits that all senior leaders need. But before we dive into that today, I want to go over some of the challenges that they face. They're lacking confidence. That's a huge one. So when they are presenting, when they're in the boardroom, when they're going out to try to win new work from clients, etc., they don't think that they're good enough to be there. So naturally, when they are trying to inspire people, people know that it's not congruent. They can feel it. They can feel it in their energy levels. The belief systems are off. So I'm not good enough. I never will be good enough. I've got imposter syndrome. What's the point? I just won't bother. But they also really neglect their health. They're neglecting their habits and neglecting their home life. When they do go home, they might be snapping at their partner and their children because they're so anxious, and so much more. So today I'm going to dive into healthy habits and how you can turn all this around. The first one is decision making. Now, you probably sat there going, should I go to the gym? Should I not go to the gym? Now, that's a decision, the indecision already. So if you decide not to go, that's a decision. If you decide to go, that's a decision. If you decide to sit there and sulk and moan and complain all the time, guess what? That's a decision too. So every decision is only good or bad in hindsight. You see this a lot in football, right? Think about the Euros or the World Cup or Wimbledon or whatever. If that tennis player or that footballer or that football coach does one thing really well, oh my God, they're a genius. If they do it badly, oh my God, they're an idiot. But they have to make the decision with the resources that they have at the time. What I help senior leaders do is get better resources, so they're more informed to make those decisions faster, more efficiently, and so they won't make as many mistakes next time. So 2 is the ability to actually read the room. Now again, unfortunately, people talk about common sense all the time. It's not really that common though, is it? And it's exactly the same when it comes to understanding people's emotions and how they operate. So when you are scanning a room, start increasing your sensory acuity. Start looking at people. If they're becoming disinterested, they might be fiddling with the pen, they might be looking around the room. Keep everybody engaged. That's the best way to host a meeting. If you're just talking at them for 30 or 40 minutes, you're going to lose people straight away, especially people that are neurodivergent, because they need more of a dopamine hit. So what you want to be doing is be as inclusive as possible, not to the point where it's pushy and that you're making people feel uncomfortable, but you can ask suggestions, you can go around the room, ask people's opinions. Better yet, ask them before the meeting has happened for their ideas. So then you can present them there and then, because on the spot, they might not feel very comfortable sharing in front of everybody else. You can make it anonymous. There's loads of different ways you can do it, but ultimately you have to read some of the social cues and some of the body language that people are doing. If you want to be the best senior leader that you can, you have to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying, or at best, you are stagnant. This could be emotionally, spiritually, financially, it doesn't really matter, but you have to be doing something. However, don't try go all in too quickly. You want to start with something and then build it out each day. So can you drink a little bit more water today? Can you get outside for 5 minutes longer? Can you start eating a little bit healthier? If this compounds over 90 days, you're almost going to be unrecognizable. But just staying stuck where you are isn't going to help anybody. So it might be investing in a coach, it might be reading that book, it might be starting meditation or starting gratitude. Just pick something, work at it, and aim to be 1% better than you were yesterday. One of the key things that I see with the best senior leaders is they know how to set boundaries. You are teaching people how to treat you every single day with how they speak to you, how they interact with you, how they treat you. So you get to choose how that boundary looks. Are you going to tolerate it and keep up with this bullshit? Or are you actually going to put in that firm boundary using crystal clear and effective communication? So if you're speaking to your partner and let's say when you get home they're being, I don't know, very erratic or aggressive, hang on a second, I'm not going to engage with this right now. And what I've found is that your tone is very disrespectful. Then you can just walk away. Most people don't communicate this way and appreciate that, but if you start arguing with them, that's going to affect everything. Then it's going to spill over into your work life. It becomes a habit, it becomes who you are. You start dealing with conflict in a really negative and aggressive manner. You don't have to do that. Instead, you can calmly put in the boundary. It might be, when we look at things like calendars, some people just get dictated to by their calendar. People can book in slots whenever they want. No, you have to run your own calendar. You have to make sure that you're carving out time for you to concentrate on you. Otherwise, people are going to walk all over you, you're going to become burnt out, and ultimately, you're going to become miserable. The last one is building confidence, and today I've talked a lot about personal development. Why? Well, because it's in the name, right? You are a person first and foremost. You're not the CEO, you are the individual. If you can work on yourself outside of work, naturally that's only going to be beneficial in work. Whether you own a business, run a business, you're on the senior leadership team, whatever it might be. But the best hack you can ever do for building confidence and building more self-esteem is by following through with what you said you were going to do. But again, don't make this huge grandstand promise to yourself. It could just be, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow, and then you go to the gym. Guess what? You've built a little bit more confidence because you're almost doing the action that you promised to future you. I know it feels good with this mini dopamine contract the night before. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym. Next week I'll start that diet. Next year I'll start that business. It's all probably too big of a goal for you right now. So instead, just set something small and then make sure you can achieve it. And then you're going to build your confidence naturally over time. If you were to put this down to like a secret sauce, as it were, I honestly believe you need someone outside of your circle to help guide you, push you, hold you accountable, have the arm around the shoulder while you're there going through this. I've got coaches, my coaches have coaches, and so on and so forth. There's a reason why even though LeBron James, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Novak Djokovic, I know they're all sporting examples, these, but they've all got coaches for a reason, and they're pretty good at what they do too. Any person that you admire has a mentor or someone that is going to push them. I can be that person for you. So if that sounds of interest to you, book a call with the link below and let's get to work.